G'day everyone, it's Aidan from Adventure On. You're watching another episode of On the Tools, and today we're doing a basic service on my GU TD42. For the job today I've got the Castrol Super 1540 oil, the 2 oil filters, and I'm planning to do the fuel filter as well. You might notice there's one filter missing, which is the air filter, but I did that not too long ago. What I'm still going to do is just take it out and clean it with the air compressor, and it should be all good. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to drop the oil, quite a big tub here, and then another one as a backup, because there's going to be about 10 litres of oil that comes out of it. Just got to crack the sump plug. Mine's a 22mm socket. So I've just left the drain plug out while I do the filters, and to do the filters I've got this tool, which is going to help lever them off because they're quite tight. Just decided I'm going to do the fuel filter now because it's going to help free up some access to the oil filters. This is the fuel filter right here. I'm going to loosen up both the hoses on either side and then undo these bolts, and I'm going to take it right out to do the filter change. I should mention that there is also a plug just here that you need to undo so you can remove it fully. So I'm just doing this outside in case I spill it anywhere. We're going to be undoing the bottom of this. And I've got a clear jar here so we can see how overdue this filter change was. It's actually looking pretty good. A few little bits of dust and dirt, but I guess that's its job. Pretty happy with that. So to get the fuel filter off, I'm just using the same filter remover as I'm going to use for the oil filters, and I've just chucked it in the vise to make it a bit easier. Oh my goodness. Whoever put this filter on last was an absolute menace. Well, now that's off, time for the new one. Also comes with a fresh O-ring for the bottom part, so don't lose that. Just before I put it back on, I'm going to just lubricate the seal with diesel. And chuck it back on, and nowhere near as tight as it was before. Same with this one. Going to dip that in the diesel as well. And just screwing that back on as well. Alrighty, that's it. That's ready to go back into the car. But before I do, I'm just going to quickly change out these oil filters while I've got good access to them. So it's hard to get a good angle of these, but they're in here. There's 2 of them, and they come off the same way that the fuel filter did, using the same tool. And thankfully, these ones are nowhere near as tight. These will drop a fair bit of oil, so make sure you've got cloth down below or a tub. So the process of installing the oil filters is the same as a fuel filter, except I'm just going to use diesel to lubricate the seal, and then I'm going to whack that back in. The process for installing the fuel pump is the same but in reverse. Got to plug it in, screw it back on, and then reconnect the hoses. The last thing you have to do when installing the fuel filter is to prime the pump, and that is as simple as pressing this. After a little while of pumping, you'll feel a change. It'll be a bit firmer, and that's when you know when the filter is filled and ready to go. Alrighty, we're just about there. Going to get the sump plug back in, and then we'll start putting some oil in it. This car takes about 10.5 litres of oil, so a way to make it easier that I find is getting a smaller container. This one's just an old oil container, and it's about 4 litres, and filling it up with oil, and that way you can measure how much is going in, and it's just a little bit smaller and easier to deal with. Alrighty, so I've just chucked in a little bit under 10.5 litres. A bit later on I'll go for a run in the car, come back, check the dipstick and see if it needs to be topped up. Last but not least, we'll just have a look at that air filter, blow it out with the compressor. I'll show you how to do that now. So this is your air intake here. It's pretty simple, just 4 clips at each end. That should pry up enough for you to get the filter out. Now I'm just going to give this a blow with the compressor and we'll chuck it back in. Alrighty, that's looking better. Chuck it back in. Do all the clips up. Just got to make sure it's seated down well, and then the clips should go up easily. And there you go, you've just done a basic service on your TD42 Patrol. If this video helped you out at all, think about subscribing to the channel and maybe checking out a few of the other videos. Catch you in the next one.